Hey, coming up right now, a woman buys a perfect wedding dress. Now, if there were just a man for her to marry and maybe even a wedding day?
We'll get to that in just a moment. And later, Snoop Dogg reveals a huge phobia, and he's not horsing around.
Also on today's show, we're going to tell you how a t-shirt can actually change lives and help many, many people.
Daily Flash starts right now.
Get ready for trending news and entertainment. This is Daily Flash with your hosts, Andrea Jackson and Mitch English. The fun starts right now. This is Daily Flash.
Hi, everyone. I'm Andrea Jackson.
And I am Mitch English, welcoming you to Daily Flash. I promise you we've got a great show set up for you today.
Yeah.
But before we kick things off, I want to tell you about the t-shirt that I'm wearing today. It's the Every Step is a Finish Line t-shirt, and it draws inspiration from founder Richie McPeak. He's a true warrior. Matt and I are both wearing them, and to show our support. He's a true warrior battling leiomyosarcoma over the past 9 years. Now, his journey serves as a powerful reminder that life's challenges don't always define us. It's how we face them that actually matters. So when you actually wear an Every Step is a Finish Line clothing article, there's my bud, you become part of a supportive community that not only with every purchase, you're going to be making a really big difference. When you get your own shirt, you support that enables them to fund vital sarcoma research and provide assistance to amputee veterans. Get yours today and help a cause that can make a difference. And if you want to check out their whole clothing line, just go to everystepisafinishline.com and make a big difference here. As I said, I know Richie personally. I've known him since high school, and this is something that he wanted to leave a mark, and it's something truly that he has lived. This guy is a true warrior and faced many obstacles, and for the past 9 years, battling the sarcoma, I've never seen him down about it at all. He just always has a positive attitude about it.
Yeah, I just always remember Richie as being this big, huggable, likable, funny guy. A big bear. Always had a funny story, always had a funny smile.
And I promise you, the best laugh.
Yeah.
Am I right, Matt? The best
absolutely.
laugh of a human being you'll ever find is on Richie. And so our thoughts are out to him as he battles this, as well as his family, and showing our support all morning long. Every Step is a Finish Line. Go just check out the website right now. Get one for your own. And he also made a big effort to help veterans that are amputees. He lost one of his legs because of cancer, but there's veterans that he's actually gone and that have come back from serving us and needed prosthetics. So he does this, and this is not something he takes very lightly. He's very headstrong in it. So I'm really proud of him.
His social the whole time, if you guys go back and look, I'm sure there's a link on the website where he was very inspirational, keeping it going. He worked out every day while going through these treatments.
All the time.
It was really amazing.
All right.
Terrific legacy that he leaves.
Great way to say that.
And a great amount of positivity coming through all of that. Well, someone's trash just became another person's treasure. An Alabama woman was shopping at her local Goodwill store when she stumbled upon a stunning wedding gown she just couldn't resist. Despite having no plans on getting married anytime soon, she just had to have it. She paid $25 for the dress before later finding out the couture design was worth a jaw-dropping $6,200.
Wow.
The bargain shopper showed off her glamorous secondhand find on social media. The V-neck stunner features lace, pearl, and rhinestones, and of course her video went viral with millions of views.
I love that. That's the kind of woman you want to marry. She's ready. First off, for $25, you ain't got to worry about that. Second thing, you lived in San Diego. We go up to La Jolla and go to their thrift shops because these rich people, man, they'll just donate it like at the end of the year, and I've got so many good items that way.
It's
This
true.
sounds like one of
They
those
like to clean out those closets,
Yes.
and they don't care what they're getting rid of.
right, exactly.
I'm gonna send my fiance there or out to Windermere, the fancy town around here, and tell her, babe, go find yours
That's
around
what
there.
you do.
Go
You
find
really
yours.
can. And you have to be in Winter Park. They have a boutique, a Goodwill boutique.
Yes,
you got to
that's right.
check out.
But it's a little
you're
pricier.
going there.
It is pricier. And they have these weird, in that Goodwill's is like, if it has a red tag, it's $10, it's 50% off, like on a certain day. So you have to go there, and they're smart. They're like, go there each day. What you might like yesterday probably won't be there tomorrow, but if it is, it'll be at a different price sometimes. Really cool.
We love that.
Andrea, I don't know, I don't think you're actually gonna be hanging out with Snoop Dogg anytime soon. Though one time I remember he hit on you.
Yeah, and he invited me to his Snoop DQ.
Yes, that's a true story.
True
You didn't go?
I still have the message.
Yeah, he
I
did.
still have the voice
She
message.
did. And I go, get out of town. We had so much fun listening to that
did.
one a long time ago. All right, well, anyway, You might not be as happy when I tell you the fact that he has a fear of horses.
No, come on.
Yeah.
Oh, it would have never worked.
It would never have worked anyway. 51-year-old rapper, he admitted he's an equinophobia. That's what he has. The Death Row Records owner revealed that his wife owned a horse for 3 years. She rode it for peace and enjoyment. Snoop refused to interact with the horse and preferred to keep his distance. Well, Snoop does not know the reason behind his phobia. He does understand the allure of horses and is open to finding ways to overcome his fear. Oh, your best fear is just to go up there. They're such gentle creatures.
Yeah.
They do have a communication. I know that kids with autism, somehow horses know they have it, and they have this connect. It's really weird, really weird how they can do that.
At the barn, there are a couple of kids that used to ride that were autistic, and they would take lessons 2-3 times a week, and it was perfect therapy for them. And
Right.
it's amazing because they're so sensitive. They just pick up on things that we can't even
The horse,
imagine.
and probably Snoop's always high, and he probably doesn't know what his emotion is, and that's why the horse picks up on it, right?
I would think him being high probably is a good thing if he's around horses because it relaxes you.
Do I get to say it? I've been waiting all morning.
Yeah.
Well, Snoop can get off his high horse. See what I did?
Hey,
See,
yeah.
There you did that.
Are
Yeah,
you
horse.
here? Are you here all week?
No,
or just
try the
today?
veal, Jackson.
Thank you.
Thank you. Slow clap.
We're in the scallop room. Thanks, ladies and gentlemen. Well, we told you about media company Gannett looking for a Taylor Swift reporter. P.S. They've hired one. Now the publisher of USA Today wants to hire a dedicated Beyonce correspondent. The company is looking for a writer who will chronicle the music, fashion, cultural, and economic influence of Beyonce. Well, according to the listing, which is the exact same copy as the Taylor Swift ad, the reporter will identify how the star's influence continues to expand, and their work will be featured in the Tennessean and USA Today. The company wants a candidate with at least 5 years of journalism experience, and the position will pay up to $50,000.
That ain't bad for journalism,
No.
especially for print journalism. So, and imagine you probably get access, more access than other people might because you're dedicated just on her.
Yeah, so the Taylor Swift position has been filled by a guy who used to work for the New York Post. And so he just posted his experience so far first week on the job. He's like, it's nonstop. I've got to come up with Taylor Swift gossip every single day.
See, I don't know if I'd want to be that concentrated on something. You know, I mean, there is a certain amount where it could be a benefit, but then there would be like, I got to come up with crap. I got to figure out, hey, she cut her toenails today. You know, who cares? But there are people who care that she cut her toenails.
Yeah, he lives in New York, and basically what he does is he wakes up and he's got to figure out where Taylor Swift will be today. And if she's in New York, he has to hang out in the restaurant she goes to or in the neighborhood she goes to.
I would imagine there's going to be a point. Did they have like an expiration date on this? Was it just like for the
Beyonce
tour?
one is brand new.
But I mean, like, okay, they're going to cover them only on the tour only?
I think it's permanent.
That's it. I don't know. And then how would you, as a celebrity, knowing that there's going to be one person that will concentrate only on you, it'd be kind of
weird.
It'd be really weird.
Yeah.
But you would get kind of close to that person, I
think
would
so.
imagine, because that person would know so much about you, and then you would try to hide somewhat, or at least as much as you can. I don't think I'll ever get to that point, so I think I'll be all right. Alrighty, let's jump into something that's with us, saving our planet. And this is it's about tips and ideas that you can do so. An increasing number of consumers want companies to actually be transparent in their relationship with the environment. So we here at KSA Entertainment feel the same way. We want to bring you stories on how we, as a planet, can work together to help sustain the Earth for our kids and our grandkids. So we have 10 choices that you can actually make for a healthier planet. First off, as we jump in, reduce, reuse, and recycle. It's really simple. Just cut down on what you throw away.
That's a good point. Also volunteer. Volunteer for cleanups in your community. If you live near a beach, this is a perfect opportunity. Near a river, they all need cleanup.
I would agree with that. And anytime you concentrate on something else, you forget your problems. You know,
True,
have you
that's
noticed
a
that?
great point.
So another way you could do that is educate. A lot of us have specific things that we know about. Maybe it's Taylor Swift, maybe it's Beyonce, maybe it's like, you know, being a better person. Well, when you educate, get in front of many people as you can to just listen and keep that in mind. Learning is listening as well when you educate.
Conserve water. I mean, you can do this in a number of ways. Maybe you turn the water off when you're brushing your teeth, or maybe you just don't leave it running as long. You know, there's different kinds of ways you can do it that don't inconvenience you.
You want to choose sustainable items, and this is easy to look for. When you buy something, if it comes in all this packaging and you see something that is maybe cardboard or recycled, choose that.
Shop wisely. Also use long-lasting light bulbs. Plant a tree.
That's a great idea. You would not believe the difference a tree can make. Also, don't send chemicals into our waterway. Meaning, like if you're going to clean your driveway, try to find something that is actually organic. That's not going to have any chemicals.
Non-toxic.
And bike more and drive less. Are they talking about motorcycles, Trout? Is that no?
Yes.
Actual bikes.
It's kind of hot out. So.
Lately, though, these electric bikes, is that safe? I mean, is
No.
No. I agree.
No.
Use your feet. We want to see y'all exercising. Easy ways. Have some ideas? Let us know.
That's true. Stay with us. Still more to come here on Daily Flash. Don't go anywhere and check out the website, dailyflashshow.com. Share with us your environmental tips.
Sure.
Welcome back to Daily Flash. Dealing with parents who lie to you, what do you do? The question stems from the trending Kirk Franklin story about finding his father.
Now, in it, his mother lies to him repeatedly, and it wasn't until he actually was presented DNA evidence that she came clean all about his dad.
Yeah, and here to talk about how kids should handle a parent lying to them is relationship trauma expert Dr. Janie Lacy. Janie, good to see you.
Glad to be here.
All right, this is a big deal. I mean, we were talking about this last week. A lot of people wrote in about it. First, there's several different elements of this. There's parental rights, children's rights as well. What would you say if you had Kirk Franklin right here to help him actually handle this situation, knowing that he never knew his father was just living just minutes away from him because his mother held that information back from his whole life?
You know, the first thing I would say to Kurt is that you're brave. It takes boldness and it takes someone brave to go after their own story to make sense of who they are, why they do the things that they do, why do they think the things that they struggle with, and to go and not only go after it, but to share it with the world because so many people, this is their story, but he has the platform to share his story, and everyone else that's relating to that, he's opened a lot of conversations up as a result of that documentary.
There has to be a serious trust issue at play here when we talk about long-term effects of a parent lying to a child.
When you think about a child, our parents are our first introduction to relationships and life. So when you find out that your parent has been lying to you or potentially lying to you, it rocks your world. You're going to be questioning things. You're probably not going to even trust yourself, especially depending on your age and your stage of your life. So it damages because it's part of what we call a template in psychology. Our parents are downloading information about who we are in our template. So our very first relationships are mom and our dad, and especially if they're our caregivers. And if they're lying to us and then we are relying on them for information about the world, about who we are, it takes a lot of undoing to get to a place of healing, first understanding what has happened.
And it's usually when you're an adult and then you or usually become a parent, you kind of understand, you're on that next phase. I would imagine that happens a lot. We do these lies all the time. Some people call them white lies. Somebody knocks at the door, tell them I'm not here, you know, or those sort of things. Are they detrimental, or are they also part of that step to where eventually you might be holding back something bigger?
Are they the gateway drug?
A gateway lie. Yes, a gateway lie.
Well, we look at it as a death by 1,000 cuts, right? So I have a son. So if my son saw me telling a lot of little white lies, it's also giving him permission to do the same. But how he interprets that would be different than me thinking, oh, just, you know, tell him I'm not here, I'll get to it later, and I'm just thinking it's nothing. But from his state, he's taking all of that information in to understand how he's going to operate into the world. And it is a lot challenging when we're now an adult and we grew up telling a lot of white lies, and now we're trying to be in relationships or jobs, or we're tweaking that one thing on the resume, right? We're going to get into a lot of challenges in adulthood if we don't understand.
I guess my question is, even presented with the DNA evidence, the mom still wasn't really forthcoming about who the dad was and why she did not introduce the two. So why do you think she was withholding that information?
This is actually very common when someone is unhealed and they have a lot of shame that they are stored. They would rather hold on to a lie and die with that lie because it's so much more painful to tell the truth and to come out with what really the reality is. So it's actually very common when people get stunted and they stay stuck in whatever narrative they have been operating from. But there's a lot of shame that happens.
Because that's working for them. So again, they're
It's
comfortable
working
with
for
it.
them, and to say that I've made a mistake or say that I've lied, well, I'm saying there's something wrong with me when we're looking at shame versus guilt in particular.
That's interesting.
You think it'd be freeing though, like she'd want to get that off of her chest. She'd want that off her shoulders.
If she was healthy, if she did her healing work and she was healthy.
All righty. LifeCounselingSolutions.com. Janie Lacy, thank you so much for joining us. You always bring such great commentary as well as great advice as well. If you want to find out more information, just check out Janie's site at LifeCounselingSolutions.com.
Well, Americans love fall, they love football and fun, and that includes the good old-fashioned tailgate party to cheer on their favorite team. And who knows more about tailgate party tips than former NFL player and seasoned chef Mark Schlereth. What do you have for us, Mark? Hey, welcome.
Hey, when it comes to the football season, it's all about watching the game. It's all about being with family and friends. And when you're talking about watching the game, it's always best on LG OLED C3 TV, the GOAT of TVs. Bright colors, crisp pictures, LG OLED, celebrated as the best TV by experts worldwide. Whether you're watching movies, you're gaming, watching football like me, it's always better on LG OLED C3 TV from 42 to 83 inches. You can get all the information you need at LG.com. Then Butterball's hearty turkey sausage links. Delicious, guys. Perfect for game day. They're pre-cooked. They heat on the grill in minutes. Robust flavors. You can serve it on a toasty bun or saute it with your favorite vegetables. Your people are gonna love it. That's Butterball.com for recipes and more information. And then how about dessert? Everybody loves dessert. What if you break out an ice cream cake at the half for your family and friends? Wow, Carville ice cream cakes. You can find it in the local grocery department. The bakery freezer case right there for you. Check out the Game Ball cake. I'm telling you what, your people are gonna love it. For a limited time now through the Super Bowl, that's the Game Ball cake. You can find out more information at iloveicecreamcakes.com. And I'm telling you, when it comes to the football season, so many great storylines. One of the reasons we celebrate this game so much. Obviously, you've got Kansas City, Patrick Mahomes defending their championship. There's nobody better than him. But I look at the Jets, that storyline. They had a top 5 defense last year without great quarterback play. Now enter Aaron Rodgers. I mean, how's it going to get any better than that? And then when I look at the NFC in general, obviously the Philadelphia Eagles, I think their roster construction from top to bottom, they're so physical, they're so good. I think the same way about the San Francisco 49ers. Should be a great football season. And the thing about this time of year, everybody's got a chance. Enjoy the 2023 football season.
Thank you, Mark. Hey, there's one Florida tourist location is actually getting a new resident that has a stiff upper lip, or maybe not. We'll tell you all about it. It's an interesting story. Hey, welcome back to Daily Flash. The Concours d'Elegance Auto Show in Pebble Beach took place recently, and the car coach Lauren Fix was there to find out and show us all the cool cars. Yeah, pal, get you, Dukes.
What's it like to be selling the most expensive cars in the world? Well, we got an inside sneak peek at the Pebble Beach Concours d'Elegance and Monterey Car Week, and my favorite, the auctions, are the biggest highlights of the summer car events. The concentration of car-obsessed rich people at Pebble Beach showing, buying, and selling some of the most rare and special vehicles in the world sets the mark for collector car prices and showcases the best of the best cars in the world. For me, the auctions are the highlight of the week-long event. The Monterey Car Week auctions conclude Saturday with the second highest total in Car Week history. The 1,200 plus vehicles and 150 plus $1 million vehicles offered across 5 auctions resulted in a total sales of $396.7 million and a sell-through rate of 68%, which means 68% of those vehicles were sold. The others will go on to be sold at other auctions or in other private events. The cooling market we've observed for the past 15 months finally has reached the Monterey auctions after having little impact last year. This is based on the economy and what's going on around the world. Hagerty Automotive Intelligence is hearing of several factors stemming from the first season of Monterey auctions in a full inflationary environment, namely on increased discipline at the higher end of the market, which means expensive cars are not necessarily selling as quickly as they did, and the weakening demand from new collectors, which certainly has deterred people from investing in anything, and higher prices that have given pause to buyers at the upper end of the market. The top of the market has proven resilient until recently, as Ferrari prototype race cars from the 60s have begun to slow. Sometimes they're just very hard to locate these cars, and so you want to make sure to take these opportunities if you have the cash. Bonhams sold a 1967 Ferrari 412P for $30.2 million, which left observers wondering why it didn't get more bids. Typically, that type of vehicle would sell for more. RM Sotheby's offered a 1964 Ferrari 250 Le Mans on Saturday, which didn't sell, on a high bid of $17 million. They were expecting to earn $20 million for this vehicle, so it will return at another auction. Gooding & Company sold a 1962 Ferrari 250 GT short wheelbase coupe, and it sold for $9.4 million. Overall, through Saturday, all auction companies, including Mecum, had a cumulative total of $396.7 million in sales. The auctions offered 1,225 vehicles and sold at 68% sell-through rate, with an average price of about $474,000. That's less than the 2022 cumulative results for Monterey Car Week, which had a cumulative total of $472.8 million, somewhere around $72 million more. A higher sell-through rate of 78% and an average sale rate of $591,000 on average per vehicle. That's a lot more than we had for this year. What does this mean? This means that a collector car market is off by about 10%. This means it's a great time to buy and a horrible time to sell a collector car. If you're considering attending next year's Monterey Car Week, the traditional events include Pebble Beach Tour d'Elegance, the Quail a Motorsports Gathering, the Rolex Monterey Motorsports Reunion, and the Pebble Beach Concours d'Elegance, plus all the other exciting auctions. There is so much to do. It is a very busy week, and if you love cars, add the third week of August in Northern California to your bucket list. I'm Lauren Fix, and you can find this information on my website, carcoachreports.com and dailyflashshow.com.
Thanks, Lauren. Great info. I actually would love to go to that event. So in our furry friends this week, though we call them our furry friends, special animals come in all shapes, sizes, and scales, just like this little girl here. Over at Gatorland in Orlando, along with the help of our friend Savannah, they announced that Gatorland Global rescued this little female alligator who lost her complete upper jaw. They believe from either a gator attack when she was younger or recently maybe have been hit by a boat. They believe she survived by slopping up frogs and snails and other animals that didn't put up much of a fight, but she wouldn't have lasted long in the wild, much longer without some help. So Gatorland has brought her into her new forever home and is now getting cared for by eating all the chicken she wants. They're currently looking for a name for the unique gator, and if you head to their social media, you can add your own suggestion. And that's our furry friends today. Then there's so much more news and entertainment, everything in between, coming up right here on Daily Flash.
What is KSA Entertainment? It's trending news, entertainment, lifestyle,
KSA Entertainment.
culture, it's love, it's food, it's family, KSA. It's life, it's shopping, it's empowerment. KSA Entertainment. It's fitness, it's travel. KSA. It's fun, it's engaging, it's Daily Flash. Daily Flash Latino. Life, love, shopping. This is KSA Entertainment. This is Daily Flash with your hosts, Andrea Jackson and Mitch English. Trending news and entertainment. This is Daily Flash.
Hello, everybody. Hi, I'm Mitch English.
I'm Andrea Jackson. This is Daily Flash, your source for trending news and entertainment. So, Costco has some competition.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Have you heard about this new place that Skechers has just opened?
The shoe people?
Yeah,
no,
the shoe
not,
people. So they've opened a Costco-style concession stand outside of their shoe store.
Okay.
Yeah.
We're like hot dogs, like the concession stands,
Hot
like
dogs,
at Costco's. Okay.
yeah, all beef dogs for $2.50, pepperoni pizza slices for $3, premium soft serve and fresh churros for $3.
I've heard of people going to Costco and never walking inside and eating the hot dogs is that good.
$1.50.
Yeah.
It's the best lunch bargain in town.
Home Depot's doing it now
Yeah,
as well.
it's
but
not the same
it's
though.
It's not
now,
the same.
Skechers says the plus for them is that you don't have to have a membership. Whereas if you go to Costco,
Yeah.
you have to have a membership even to buy the hot dogs and the Coke. It's called the Spot, the food spot.
Okay, here's something. So 2 weeks ago, we would go to Costco. But the in-laws came down and they wanted to go to Costco because we could get gas, right?
I always get my gas at Costco.
Okay, but the lines were like crazy long. And it's usually like what, 5 cents cheaper? Is it more than that?
10, 15 cents
Okay,
cheaper,
all right, well,
depends,
all right,
yeah.
15. All right, 15 cents I can get. But if it's only 5 cents, I don't feel like waiting in line. I'd spend the amount of money. Well, you figure if you get 10 gallons, you're only
Yeah.
saving 50 cents.
But to me, it's a safety factor because if
Why?
I go to Costco, I can trust that when my card goes in that machine, I'm all right. It hasn't been hacked.
Okay.
I'm getting the same gas every time I go.
Well, see, when I put my card in anything, I'm waiting for it to go. There's no money in there. I thought that's where you were headed. Not the case. All right, well, all right. So it was sketch. Do you want to eat a Skechers hot dog? Doesn't that sound like kind of like a
That's-
sketchy or
Slip on
sketchy?
your shoes and get a hot dog.
Yeah, well, it tastes like the sole of my shoe.
Your hot dogs are rubbery.
Yeah, rubbery. So, all right, well.
The food spot. That's
won't
what
knock
it's
it
called.
until I try it. How
There
about
you
that?
go. All right, so we told you about a media company, Gannett, looking for a Taylor Swift reporter. Now the publisher of USA Today wants to hire a dedicated Beyonce correspondent. The company is looking for a writer who will chronicle the music, fashion, cultural, and economic influence of Beyonce. Now, according to the listing, which is the exact same copy as the Taylor Swift ad, the reporter will identify how the star's influence continues to expand and how their work will be featured in the Tennessean and USA Today. Company wants a candidate with at least 5 years of journalism experience, and the position will pay up to $50,000.
You were mentioning that Taylor Swift already has that reporter.
Yeah, so they've
hired.
already filled the position for the Taylor Swift correspondent. He's a guy who used to work for the New York Post. So I'm guessing they're going to find somebody who's got a little bit of cachet.
It seems like they would have to.
Yeah.
She's because you figure not only you would also pull in Jay-Z,
Yeah.
and then also their industries that they both did. Not that Taylor Swift. Taylor Swift.
That's a different
See,
reporter.
that's why I didn't get the gig. Okay, it's a different.
It's a way different reporter.
Way different report.
Hey, what are you drinking?
Yeah, I'd imagine that person would really need to know a little bit more about businesses and that sort of thing. So we'll see. Someone's trash actually becomes another person's treasure. And no, we're not talking about ex-husbands and ex-wives. An Alabama woman was shopping at her local Goodwill when she actually stumbled across a stunning wedding gown that she couldn't resist. Listen, she had no plans on getting married anytime soon, but she said, I got to get it. She paid $25, then found out that the design was worth $6,200.
Wow.
The bargain shopper showed off her glamorous secondhand find on social media. The V-neck stunner features lace, pearl, and rhinestones. Her video went viral with millions of views, and you can see why. Man, you ever had a good score like that?
No, but I wish. I always read those stories where somebody finds a really weird painting in, Salvation Army or Goodwill, and they find out it's worth millions of dollars.
Have you ever donated stuff and then seen it on the racks? I have.
I've seen a guy wearing my shirts
Really?
down the
Does it
street.
say Doolittle on the back?
No, I recognize that Disney shirt. I'm like, no, I gave that away 2 weeks ago.
I had a hockey shirt that one of the hockey teams when I had made up for me, and I'm like, and I was a much bigger guy, and so then a hockey shirt's already bigger.
Yeah.
This thing was like I was like, I can't have it anymore. I'm waiting to see somebody walking around with the Peoria Rivermen English 87 on the back, but not as of yet. Can be used as a drape, that's for sure.
The one weird thing that happened to me is when I was 16, I wrecked my car, which, is typical for a
sure.
16-year-old, and the insurance company totaled it out. I saw a guy driving it 2 weeks later on the street, and I knew because it had my MTV bumper sticker still on it. I was like, oh my God, that's my car!
That's awesome. I love it. More Flash after this.
This is Tim. Tim is all about time, and if you've ever had a chance to look into Tim's cold, dead eyes, you'll see that it's time for you to follow us on social media. Sure, there's 10,000 social sites out there, and we don't have the time to name them all. Seriously, just ask Tim. So take the time to look for Daily Flash TV on your favorite social sites and start following us. That's all the time, Tim. Goodbye.
A tasty way to celebrate Valentine's Day is to whip up some delicious festive treats. Here to help is registered dietitian Bonnie Taub-Dix, the award-winning author of Read It Before You Eat It, taking you from label to table, and a popular nutrition expert who regularly shares her expertise on network TV shows. Welcome, Bonnie.
Hi there.
So why is it important to know the ingredients in the products you buy?
Well, it's so important because the food label really tells the story of what we're actually getting. And today I'm so excited to be here today to partner with Almond Breeze and tell you about our newest product. It is called Original Almond and Oat Blend. And what I love about this new plant-based beverage is that it has less sugar and less calories than most oat milks, but it also has 50% more calcium than dairy milk.
Can you share a tasty dish or fun recipe for Valentine's Day?
Yeah, well, there is a strawberry smoothie made with Almond Breeze. I wish you could smell these muffins, my banana oat muffins. And if you're looking for something savory, that would be my zucchini noodles with almond sauce. So whether you're making something that is a sweet baked good or something that's savory, you could actually swap in one for one using almond and oat blend instead of using dairy milk.
What is unique about this new plant-based option?
Well, what's so unique is that Almond Breeze made the perfect marriage. They took all the flavor of California almonds and combined it with the creamy texture of oats to make a beverage that is lactose-free and gluten-free, and you could have it if you're vegetarian or vegan, but it also is low in sugar and also low in calories. So it's truly a beverage with benefits.
That's great. Where can we go for more information?
Please visit almondbreeze.com or my website, betterthandieting.com.
With Valentine's Day just around the corner, it's the perfect time to talk about dating trends for 2024. Joining us now to share the latest and greatest is relationship expert with Bumble, Sean Boodram.
Valentine's Day is around the corner, and it is an exciting time to be on Bumble. So according to Bumble's trends report, this is shaping up to be the year of self. Over half of women in particular are more clear about what they want out of their dating experience. And this is shaping up in other trends, such as the timeline decline, where women are saying, I'm going away with the I have to's by a certain time and going with what feels good for me. Women are saying yes to a generational blend. 2/3 are open to dating younger. And this is a trend that we can all get on board with, the betterment burnout. Now, people are saying this is the year of self, period, not self-improvement or self-optimization. I am embracing who I am today. I'm approaching love with a sense of worthiness. There is never a wrong time to look for love, but now is definitely an optimal time. And when you do kickstart your journey by downloading Bumble, check out the new compliments feature, which allows you to send a lovely message to someone, whether you matched or not. It's a beautiful way to bring kindness as the optimal trend for 2024.
Fabian Marcano here from the Daily Flash Show, and you know what tomorrow is, Valentine's Day. Here's a great gift idea for that very special someone.
This Valentine's Day, give your loved ones a unique gift that's special and memorable.
Cricut makes crafting a custom gift simple with smart cutting machines that work with an easy-to-use app to help you design and personalize almost anything. Able to cut 50+ materials, write, foil, and draw, Cricut Joy Extra helps makers create full-color stickers, custom cards, t-shirts, tote bags, hats, water bottles, and more.
Learn more and find inspiration at Cricut.com.
This information can be found on dailyflashshow.com.
Hey, welcome back to Daily Flash. Our next guest is an Israeli-American journalist and human rights activist who passionately supports feminism, and she also shares a crucial message in an open letter. Please welcome to Daily Flash, Emily Schrader. Hi there, Emily.
Hi, thanks so much for having me.
We really appreciate you coming on the show, especially with your message. Tell us what this message is all about.
That's right. So I co-authored along with a Iranian Muslim friend of mine an open letter from women of the Middle East. Now, initially, this letter was intended to be from Iranian and Israeli activists who were condemning the Islamic Republic of Iran for their terrorist proxies and their activities, in particular against women, which include gender apartheid within the regime itself. However, once I did that, we found that the Arab world, in fact, also really has a problem with the Islamic Republic of Iran. Unfortunately, it is women and children who are disproportionately impacted by many of these extremist terrorist organizations that are sponsored by the Islamic Republic inside of Iran. And so what ended up happening with this open letter is that we had an outpouring of other women's rights activists from throughout the Arab and Muslim world who were saying, no, we reject Hamas, we reject the Islamic Republic, we reject this extremism because it impacts us. And I think this is actually, in a way, a really beautiful story of unity from women of the Middle East, from all different backgrounds, Muslim, Jewish, Druze, Christian, Shia, Sunni, we have religious, we have secular, we have women who don't wear hijab, we have women who do wear hijab, all different backgrounds included in this. We also have women activists from Afghanistan who have signed on to this letter speaking out against the persecution that they have faced as women. All in all, we ended up with women from 12 different countries, including, of course, many of which have no diplomatic relations with the state of Israel, for example. And we have 55 women leaders who signed on to this. Now, this is particularly impactful that countries that don't even have relations with Israel, because it demonstrates that this isn't something political. This isn't about what your views are on war or anything. This is something that's universal. This is something that impacts all women of the Middle East, regardless of our backgrounds. And I'm proud to stand with Arab and Muslim and Iranian women from all over the Middle East who are speaking out against this form of extremism.
You know, here in the United States, sometimes we think, oh, well, that's how everybody is over there. And from what you're saying, it sounds like that's not the case at all. And so they need our support. So what can folks do if they actually want to help and support this cause, Emily?
Absolutely. I mean, I think it's a mistake to think that it doesn't impact the rest of the world as well. As a feminist, I really believe that what impacts one of us anywhere in the world really does have an impact on the rest of us throughout the world. And that's why we need to stand together against this. For those in the West, for women who believe in equality like us, we urge you to contact your legislators in any democratic countries and demand accountability. Support the women of the Middle East who are speaking out against extremism, against the terrorism that impacts all of us on the ground, whether it be Palestinian women, Israeli women, Iranian women, or others.
Emily, you're very passionate about what you are doing, and we can feel that. And if you want to support this, as well as find out more information, we'll have this interview on our website at dailyflashshow.com. Thank you, Emily.
Thank you.
During the winter months, many parents and caregivers find themselves at home with sick children. Here to share how you can help keep your children healthy this season is pediatrician and parenting expert Dr. Mona Amin. Welcome, doctor.
Hi, thank you for having me.
So the winter months are often filled with colds and viruses, especially this year for children. What have you been seeing patients for most often in your practice?
Yeah, you are right that I am seeing a lot of cold and viruses, and when children get colds and viruses, ear infections can follow. So I'm excited to introduce Smart Check from Children's Tylenol, which is an easy-to-use otoscope device that provides parents and caregivers with 24/7 access to expert care. So it allows caregivers to remotely capture and share recordings of their child's ear canal and eardrum with a healthcare professional to check for ear infection remotely. And this safe product works like a healthcare professional's otoscope, which is a magnifying tool that visualizes the eardrum and ear canal. So it turns a previously professional-only device to an easy-to-use at-home device for caregivers.
What should a parent do if their child is experiencing ear infection symptoms?
So of course they want to see a clinician, and luckily new telehealth tools like SmartCheck can help you check for potential ear infection from the comfort of your home. The awesome thing is that the SmartCheck simply slides over most iPhone or Android smartphone cameras, instantly transforming it into that personal otoscope. And using the free companion app, caregivers can capture a clear, high-quality video recording assisted by a patented eardrum finder guidance feature. And through the paired app, they can share this video recording with their doctor or telemedicine provider to gain access to 24/7 expert care.
That's great information, doctor. Where can we go for more?
For more information, visit Tylenol.com.
Thanks, doctor. We'll have this on our website at dailyflashshow.com.
Well, with pet ownership in the United States jumping significantly in recent years, especially among Gen Zs and millennials, it's no surprise that pet parents are actually looking for accessible, expert advice when it comes to their pet's health. Here today is Dr. Katie Nelson, Senior Veterinarian at Chewy, who can share more on the latest innovations such as telehealth, which delivers pet health and wellness guidance straight from your mobile device. Hi there, Doctor.
Hi there, thank you so much for having me. You know, I've been a veterinarian for over 20 years, so I've seen some innovation during that time, and it's really exciting to be with Chewy Health and be at the forefront of that innovation. Today we're talking about ways to increase accessibility and affordability of care for pet parents, and one of those is through telehealth. This is something that we've been doing now at Chewy for almost 4 years, and you know, you're wondering, like, what is it that I can do with telehealth? Is this a substitute for seeing my veterinarian? And the answer is absolutely no. This is a great supplement to your relationship with your veterinarian. Over 70% of the consultations that we do every month, we do over 20,000 consultations every month. Over 70% of those are sent back to their own veterinarian, but with the proper sense of urgency. Is what you're dealing with right now a true emergency where you need to go at midnight? Or is this something where I can wait till tomorrow morning, but what do you need to watch for if you are going to wait overnight to have your pet seen? Or maybe it's just a question that you deem way too silly to ask when you're at the vet hospital. We love those sorts of questions. We've got an entire team of veterinarians and licensed technicians that are there 18 hours a day, 365 days a year to answer your questions about your pets. There's nothing too big and nothing too small. We're always happy to help. And we've got a whole suite of other healthcare options too to increase accessibility and affordability to care. We've got Care Plus, which is our pet health insurance and wellness offerings that can really help you to better budget for the cost of pet ownership, whether just your wellness plans or if you want to have accident and illness coverage as well. And then we're also America's #1 pet pharmacy, so any of your pet needs, we've got you covered at Chewy. So to learn more, you can scan our QR code or check out chewy.com.
Man, that's good stuff. We got more details on our website, dailyflashshow.com.
Welcome back to Daily Flash. Actor Jamie Foxx stars in a new movie based on a true story. It features the story of a personal injury attorney who gets involved in a case involving a chain of funeral homes. This is today's must-watch movie, The Burial.
Ladies and gentlemen of the jury, how y'all doing? For all of y'all that don't know who I am, my name is
Willie Gary.
Willie Gary.
Willie Gary.
William Gary. Never heard of him. Litigation is war. It's a battle. Bam! And I'm not talking about no bull either. I'm talking about some Jean-Claude Van Damme kicking.
Truth is, I may have gotten myself into a lot of trouble.
I've been your lawyer 30 years. We can find a way out of it.
You've never sued anybody before in your whole life.
This fella tried to bully me out of business, and I don't think I should be expected to stand for it.
Mr. Gary hasn't lost a case in over 12 years.
You suggesting I hire this guy as one of my lawyers?
Y'all come on in.
Pleasure to meet you, Mr. Gary. Let me introduce you to my comrade.
How do you feel about working with black folk? I suppose I am a little prejudiced.
Did you meet my team?
I'm Chris.
Deshaun.
Reggie Douglas. Gentlemen.
He's suing us?
A $500 million corporation.
So, how much money y'all trying to get?
$8 million.
That ain't enough money. $100 million.
Who is this clown he's hired as a lawyer?
You'll fight a man. What made you want to do it?
Because he tried to mess with the one thing that means the most to me in life, being able to leave something behind for my grandchildren.
Let's play some music.
Sun is shining, sky is blue.
Her name is Mame Downs. Graduated top of her class from Harvard Law School.
They had a nickname for her around the office.
The Python.
I wouldn't get too used to me being kind to you, Mr. Gary. Once we begin that trial,
I want to destroy you. Can't you see that we're golden?
We don't have a snowball's chance in hell of winning this case.
Just trust me, okay? I may have found something.
What does it feel like to be some small-time nobody on the verge of bankruptcy?
Walking tall.
You have been trying to turn this into your own one-ring circus. I got my damn life on the line.
I know that, Jerry. Did it ever bother you?
oh, the hypocrisy, the hypocrisy. Objection, Your Honor.
Hey, wait.
What's the
We can't split the pole. Can't split the pole. Now, come on, Doc.
From all of us, thank you for spending time with us. Y'all be good.
Be good, everybody. We'll see you next time on Daily Flash.